You've run with a pack, a large, decentralized, geographically disparate pack of Garou, whose collective aim is to completely fuck up the efforts of Pentex Group fronts, specifically. Okay, it's less of a pack and more of a movement. But that's not important. What's important is that the Mokeywrenchers share information with one another about which fronts are active, where, and how to hamstring them. These dumb sons of bitches always have an embarrassing amount of documentation and data that shows who's supporting what, where, and when the next supply delivery happens. You and the other Mokeywrenchers have figured out some of the most effective ways to undermine Pentex Group's logistics and operations. And you'd almost feel bad for the poor suckers doing the grunt work, but nah, fuck them. Play with fire, get burned. Greetings, Garou. I am Voivode Mekhet, and welcome back to Werewolf the Apocalypse, where today we're going to be going over a lore sheet found in the core book called Mokeywrenchers. This lore sheet goes over the detail of effectively a werewolf-based terrorist organization that, simply put, are heroes in their own right. The Mokeywrenchers are a group of eco-terrorists that are there to put Pentex Group in its place. And we're going to learn exactly what that is, how they work, and what this lore sheet offers you if you take it in a game of Werewolf the Apocalypse. So, let's get into this. Demagogue. You know how to rile up the workers. Once per story, whenever you attempt to sway a human crowd into violent actions, you may add 2 dice to the relevant pool to do so. Demagogue is just perfect. It does exactly what it states that it's going to do. It lets you rile up those who are going to help you. Now, these aren't other werewolves. No, these are the humans who are helping you to put things correct. There may not be many of those out there, but the ones that are there do seem to be quite passionate. Having a 2 dice bonus in relevant pools to rally up the masses. Now, these people are protesters, or people who also see big business and companies as something to dread. That it slowly kills the world around us. Now, in my area, where I am in real life, there's a massive controversy right now on over a specific large gas station chain being put in an area right next to a river, where the gas station might lead to a massive help in the economy, where it might give jobs to those who desperately need it. The idea of the runoff into the river that it's being put next to is something that terrifies many individuals, myself included. Where, again, I do think that people do need the jobs. Human issues are not the world's problem. They're the humans' problem, not the world as a whole. We can't destroy the environment because we're trying to get by in a cybernetically, chemically, politically altered climate. Firebug. You have a knack for setting structures on fire, using only the poorly protected materials that workers often leave on site. If you can spend a number of days preparing beforehand, as the storyteller decides, for a low security operation on up to 7 for a high flawless security, you can trigger a structure's fire. at the exact moment in the scene you choose, regardless of whether you're present, having prepared the conflagration beforehand. The precise effect of the fire is subject to the storyteller's discretion, but it should always yield some kind of positive effect to your plan's execution. Fire purifies. It's an element. It's an element that we've used for centuries as humans. It is man's red flower, as King Louis once said. Firebug gives you the ability to set up a pyrotechnic display that will put Pentex Group to its knees, destroying structures, destroying equipment, taking out targets. There's so many different ways that this could be used, and the fact that it does give you a how much time did you put into preparing this, giving you what difficulty things are going to be, how big the explosion is, how much damage the fire is going to do. What are your intentions for this? How are you going to be using the spirits of fire to get your way? Food for thought. Blowout Bash. Once per story, you can stage an event, such as a benefit concert, fundraisers, protests, or rally that draws public attention to the cause or crisis you declare. At your option, things can also get ugly, drawing negative attention to a subject, but causing no significant physical damage. For better or worse, usually worse, your own fame increases by 3 locally for the remainder of the session, as you're in the spotlight for the event. Blowout Bash is a double-edged clave. Having the ability to bring on the attention to something that you do not want to happen. You're shining a spotlight for those who might agree with you. Or you could go complete corporate espionage mode and set up a massive party fundraiser or something like that for the thing that's being put up. There's a new Otali's being put into a reservation ground. Maybe it's time to celebrate that. But, oh God, what if all the little secrets that Pentex Group doesn't want getting out gets out at your party? Might make you look bad, but at least your opinions are muted in a way to make it look like you may be supportive, but you're actually going for the kill. I like the concept of Blowout Bash. The idea of your fame raising by 3 is insane. That is a hell of a benefit, because everybody's going to pay attention to you, whether what you say is positive or negative, for the purpose of your party. Delegator. You're adept at the art of shifting blame and avoiding accountability. Gain 2 dice to relevant pools whenever you attempt to convince someone that the results of your actions were actually set in motion by someone else of your choosing. Other Garou appreciate this practice in practice, but are wary of what it says about you. You're at a -1 dice pool to all social tests with werewolves during the scene in which you make use of this effect. Ooh, there's a thing. Do the ends justify the means? And that is exactly what Delegator gives you. Because not only can you push the blame on somebody else, but it's quite visible to werewolves exactly what you're doing. The other Garou will see you as somebody who's not trustworthy. Now, luckily, it's only for that time, and I think it's an instinct thing. They see an act of betrayal, and then they expect an act of betrayal, even if it's pushing along their own agenda. Use this with caution, possibly even in tandem with Blowout Bash. I think that this could be worth the risk. But what is a werewolf without its pack? Paper trail. If documentation exists that can tie a Pentex front to a specific transgression, you can come up with it, whether by finding it yourself or by some other Monkeywrencher pointing you towards it, or, optimally, discovering it during some activity within the story itself, such as by opening the right drawer in a desk. You may use the effect once per chronicle, and either Pentex operations become aware of you, even if their front is compromised, or you can give up a fellow Monkeywrencher. You'll know you'd burn them. Again, this is one of those things that's just kind of iffy now, isn't it? On one hand, you get some damning information that could take down the corporate devils that are destroying Gaia. On the other hand, you're either going to get caught doing something yourself, or you're going to have to pin it on someone who's also Garou, a Monkeywrencher, someone who you're meant to be allies with, someone you're meant to work with. Paper trail is a dangerous thing to use. Do you screw yourself over? Or do you throw someone else who's supposed to be able to trust you under the bus? This organization is something, in my opinion, that could totally lead to Hirano. Depression. Something that eats away at your soul because you're turning against your own. Use this with caution if you're going to use it at all. Lore sheets in Werewolf the Apocalypse, specifically Mokeywrenchers. It ties you to a plot line. It gives you advantages, but it also bites back. If you use these, you could very well destroy your own reputation among the Garou, among mortal society. Shine a light on you to Pentex, giving them a target to fight back against. Deciding what may or may not be worth it in these situations is something that you and your pack may need to discuss, but Mokeywrenchers is something that steps outside of the pack, a faction in its own right that the other Garou that you call friends may not even know about. Tread carefully. Betrayal against the Garou can have a dire consequence to those who are attempting to keep Gaia safe. Good luck out there.